up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let me get this shit over with. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and this is your Real Housewives of Potomac Part 3 recap. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and let the diva know we stopped by. Let me know you stopped by. Okay. So this episode was okay. I think I'm so over Potomac. I know that I'm so over Potomac, actually. I know that I'm so over Potomac. It's like the shenanigans. It's like too much. It's like, how long are you going to play this game with these women? Like, how long are we going to play the game? And it's like, it's boring. There was some rumor that started on, I think it was Friday or yesterday, that it was a tweet from some blog that I have never heard of called TV whatever. And the tweet said that Karen was going to get her own spin-off show. And it was a picture of Karen and her daughter with this oversized blazer on. Looked like Karen, they were in front of a green screen. And then another picture of a mic. And then another picture of something else. And then like this some shit that my son can do, like a thumbnail with a Real Housewives of Potomac logo and some pictures of Karen all meshed together. And then I really was offended by it, to be honest. I was so offended by even the thought that Karen Huger would have a spinoff show. And then I'm thinking about all of the shows that they discussed that were being greenlit for next season and the seasons coming ahead. And no one has ever said anything about Karen and her boring ass to have a reality show about, I don't know. I was like literally all day, like it really bothered me to the point where like I was tweeting about it so much. I was like, who greenlit this? Who said this was okay? First of all, who asked for it? Who shopped it? Who approved it? Who looked at anything related to her? Who looked at her follower count? Who looked at who said that was something that somebody wanted? Whose idea was that? Like, I was like so upset. And then I was like looking for it. And I was like, there's no other blog has mentioned it. It wasn't even in the sketchy, we don't know if they telling the truth or not blogs. This was some blog that I ain't never heard of. They had like under 5,000 subscribers or followers on their Twitter account. I was so offended because I was like, there's no way in the world that anyone would think that giving Karen Huger a spinoff would be interesting to anyone. Tardy for the Party, Don't Be Tardy would have done better numbers. And that show was awful and did poorly. I was like offended. I don't even know what the hell, who thought it was a good idea? Who even thought that the rumor would be a good idea? Maybe they said start a rumor and see what the response would be. But everybody that I saw was like, it was like a few people that were like, yay. But I'm like, you as a demographic, let's just say the demographic is between 25 and 45, okay, of the viewers that are watching Real Housewives of Potomac. Who in that demographic would tune in to watch Karen Huger and Ray Huger and her family on a farm? Girl, that's what I said. I'm not playing these games with these people. I'm not fucking with the Twilight Zone shit. I can't get with it. It's not, it's ridiculous. I was like, who thought of this? I was so annoyed. Who? Who asked for that? And then who shopped it? And who was like, yes, this is a great idea. Start filming. And then you're going to give me a picture of Karen and Raven and a separate picture of a mic and then some photoshopped shit. Girl, whatever. They left off where they start off where they left off, where Wendy said that, you got a tummy tuck. Did Jamal leave you? She says, I got a tummy tuck for because I had twins. And it doesn't, every time Gizelle speaks, it is very clear that she has gotten by on her looks alone, because Wendy said she had a mommy makeover. She got her titties done and her ass done. And I thought it was so funny that Mia was like, and you got your ass done too? Yes, I did. While you over there, a whole mannequin, bitch. Shut up. Be quiet. Just be quiet. That will help everybody. Stop talking. Please take Wendy's advice and stop talking. And just stop talking. The rumor with about Eddie and the text from Robyn that Wendy pulls out this big poster board of a text message. It fell flat because Robyn said, I know that we had that conversation, but I thought it was about another rumor. So the board fell flat. Sorry, Wendy. Gizelle said Wendy called her, and Wendy said and we talked about a lot. Wendy set her up. She was like, okay, what we talked about? We talked about a lot. That's what it was this episode that I realized Gizelle, like I kind of got it on the last episode, but it was this episode where I was like, Gizelle has really gotten by on being able to say whatever the fuck. And nobody even like, girl, that doesn't even make sense. How the fuck can you get a mommy makeover? You can get a tummy tuck and then your man leave you, but then you suggest that somebody else got surgery when they said they got a mommy makeover. Doesn't that indicate that maybe it's because she wants to fix her body because she's a mother? Wasn't that the point? Isn't that the point of the mommy makeover? So it's okay for you to get it because of your kids, but for her, it must be about a man. And even though your storyline this entire time you've been on the 6 seasons you've been on here, it's been about you having a man or not. But Wendy is the one that's doing it for the man. I got it. Okay. So the phone records, yes, back to that. We talked for 1 minute. Andy tried to dismiss the phone records, but the phone records showed that Gizelle was in fact lying because we talked about so much. We talked about so much, and you only talked for 1 minute. But you called me back. But yes, my husband is a lawyer, so I have my shit together. What did we talk about in 60 seconds? That was a lot while you over there blinking and batting your pretty green eyes. That don't work. Fucking bitch. We don't talk. So then why were you so concerned if it's like we don't talk? Like Gizelle, it doesn't make sense. And I think Wendy's actually the perfect person to go against Gizelle, because it's like you're going off of this and just saying any fucking thing you want to say. And Wendy's like, okay, let's go with the facts and what actually makes sense. While you are being mesmerized by this lady who assumes that she could just say whatever the fuck she wants to say and everybody agree with her. But let's deal with the actual facts. Andy was being dismissive to Wendy's proof. He was like kind of shading it, saying last year we had the binder to this loose leaf thing. I feel like Andy should stay out of stuff like that. I feel like he should stay out of stuff like that because last year when they asked you, did you want the binder in the clubhouse, you made a face at it and you was like, nah, I'm good. Right? But today you're comparing it to another character's, her source of evidence or whatever. I think he should stay out of those things. I think he should have said, with her proof, so what actually did you talk about in 60 seconds? And then watch her him and haw over that. You know what I'm saying? Um, you just need to stop lying, is what she said. And then Ashley says that she apologizes for, making it seem like you were doing something that, something about her femininity or something she said. Robyn, why were you apprehensive to call it depression? She says because she is used to letting things slide off of her, and that she said that seasonal depression is really something for her, but if she feels like it becomes something more, then she would actually go seek help about it. They talked about, it being unattractive when Juan said it was unattractive for her to feel depressed. And it was weird how she worded it. It didn't make sense. The response didn't make sense because she said that Juan was used to her feeling strong and he felt bad that he wasn't able to give her the support. That statement didn't match what we saw, so I don't even know how to expand on that. I can't play that game with these people. Robyn shares that, the hat money is really bringing home the bacon. She got the down payment to the house. She paid off all her taxes, all of this stuff with the hat money. When will you get married? Literally, I posted the other day the description of episode 1, season 1, and we are literally talking about, like, it's pissing me off because we are literally talking about the same thing when it comes to Robyn. Literally, like literally. And I think it's time for Robyn to become a friend, because what's happening in the personal life and also Juan's inability to participate as a regular husband due to his work life, I think it would be beneficial for everybody that Robyn is only present on group trips. Because, girl, the storyline is washed. I don't think anyone really gives a fuck if you and Juan get married. Um, and it's like, it's over. I mean, it's like, what else is there to talk about? What else is there to talk about? She says she's going to get married by next year. Who believes she's going to get married next year? Everybody was looking crazy. I think Mia and Karen, I don't know. I don't remember who raised their hand. Will get married eventually. Why does Michael say that Juan and Robyn will never get married? Because they've been doing it this long. What is the incentive? Um, when Juan being present with the children, yeah. Yeah, so that was it for Robyn. I don't know. I'm not interested. I don't think, are you interested in hearing Robyn's segment? I'm not. So we're just gonna, I think that was like, we were towards the end anyways. It's not even worth ending. In the 10-minute break, Andy goes and visits Nicki Minaj, and he tells her, he gives her the approval or permission to have opinions and to take sides if she wants. And he's very excited. So now the husbands come out. Michael won't come to the reunions. Oh yeah, because he has the reunions. He gets sick every time it's time for a reunion. She's another one. I believe that she's better suited as a friend if they want to keep her. I could do without Ashley. Again, I am not interested in observing the life of a woman who had to sleep with a sexual predator for survival. I'm just not interested in it. I'm not interested in it. Um, I'm just not interested in it. And the fact that he actually is a liability, I would not like to see him at all. You know what I'm saying? So if her becoming a housewife, because she does keep the mess stirred up, but I'm not interested in seeing her personal life. What she brings to the ensemble, it's okay because she keeps up the mess. Um, but her life, I don't care to. I don't. It's not. I'm not interested in it at all. They get Dorothy on the phone. They ask her, has she apologized to Chris? Do you owe him apology? She says, I guess. I honestly wish they would have cut that part out. I think that for someone like Candace's mom, I think the less time you give her in front of the camera, she will act differently. I think when she knows that she's on camera, she's one of those people that just starts performing. And Gordon, how was your Housewives experience? He said he enjoys the experience, and plus he was able to support his wife. Is he always like that when he drinks? They said yes. They asked about G's behavior as it relates to Michael. How did you have such a problem with G's behavior when Michael, your husband, is the absolute worst? Ashley was like, hold up, as if that was not the truth. I, I was like, did she? I paused the computer. I was like, girl, she really, she actually said out of her lips, my husband hasn't been overtly sexual with anyone. I thought she added to this group. I felt like I heard her say that, but then when it played, she didn't say that. And I always think like you should listen to when a scammer speaks, someone who is operating in survival mode. You got to listen to the words that they use. But she didn't say that when I watched it again. I was like, she didn't say that. I don't know where I heard about that. Then he says, well, he said he would suck Juan's dick. So, and everybody was like, even Eddie was like, wow, right. So I'm glad Andy did say that. And she says, um, did Juan have a problem with it? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Michael doesn't even remember that. And Robyn said, well, he said it. I don't give a fuck what white memory he has that he can just erase the things that he does to other people by saying he doesn't remember. Girl, give me a fucking break. Karen perceived G differently than Michael. Um, G made an effort to get to know me. I felt like his actions towards me were harmless. Then Gizelle gobbles and says that Michael has never said anything, like basically anything directed towards a woman. So it seemed like what Gizelle was doing was very dangerous, right? Because if Michael, right, while you sticking up for Michael and in a way trying to make it seem like what G did was inappropriate, when the person who he directed that to said it from her mouth that it wasn't inappropriate to her because they had a whatever kind of relationship, he got to know her, and you sat there and said Michael has never said pussy popping on a handstand, and he has never, what does she say, lick his tongue out. Well, they showed a package of Gizelle having a problem and keep mentioning it. But what I really think it is that Gizelle doesn't have a problem with Michael's actions because they were directed to men, which I think is very, very dangerous. That's what I'm trying to look at. Like, what are y'all doing on Potomac? Like, what is the goal and what is the objective? Because if it's to entertain, what you're doing in a way to kind of like excuse Michael's behavior and then compare it to this black man who actually has done nothing but the person that he directed his whatever to said she wasn't bothered by it. But you want to say that this white man has not done nothing as worse as what this black man has done, Gizelle. You are dangerous, in my opinion. And for you to say that he has never done this, and that, when he has actually touched someone several times without their consent, and you saw it, he did it to another producer, and everybody else saw it. But you're sitting here trying to minimize it in order to bring light to what someone else did, what G did. I think that Gizelle would have a problem if what Michael did, he did it to her daughter. I think that she would have a problem with it. I don't think she'd be sitting there trying to excuse his behavior in order to position G in a way that seems unfavorable, more unfavorable than a man who actually touched someone without their consent. I'm trying to figure out what they're doing on Potomac, and it's really confusing. I don't know what they're trying to do, and I don't know why Gizelle would even take that position and fix her lips and do that. They talked about Robyn making excuses for Juan. Again, Robyn should be a friend because her husband can't participate. There's no problem with that. She talks about basketball coaches and how much they have to work, and it's year round. Chris was co-signing on that. They mentioned Jen Shaw. And then they get on Chris being a husbander, and he says he doesn't manage Candace's career at all. He's simply a glorified secretary. What it sounds like to me is he's supporting his wife in her musical journey. That's what it sounds like to me. Women do it all the time. If it were the other way around and Chris was, um, going down his musical career path, and Candace was staying up, sending emails and doing things and making sure he got his degree and stuff like that. Women do it all the time. It's weird that they are positioning Chris to seem like he ain't got shit. He ain't coming nowhere. He's living off of Candace and all this other stuff. And they asked him about Dorothy. He says, I want to start off with saying I love my mother-in-law. He says that I have never quit a job. So she lied on him and said, well, first he quit his job. He says, I've never quit a job. She has never paid a bill. And he was like, but it's fine. It's fine. And Candace says, no, it's not fine. And it's not. It's not fine for her to even say anything out of her mouth to put him in a negative light where it's unnecessary to put him in a negative. Now I could see if what she was saying he was really doing, but based on what him and Candace are saying, Dorothy is lying. And then I thought it was very interesting. Wait, I'll get to it. They asked Candace, are you like your mom? And she says, yes, I'm like my mom in a lot of ways, but there are some ways about her that I can see by just being on the outside that there are ways about her that I don't want to mimic, but there are also some great things about her. And then they asked, Andy asked Chris, did you try to get with Mia back in the day? And Mia says, oh, I've never met him or this and that. And then they were like, so you lied? And then Gizelle says, so it was a jab. And Candace says, no, it was a lie. And then Robyn says, why would you say that? Why would you just tell a straight up lie? Everybody wants to know, because that shit is sickening. I'm not going to even say it. I don't even want to get wrapped up into this foolishness. Candace called me, well, let me explain. Candace called me handsome on Twitter. Yes, as a reaction to you saying that is Chris getting paid? No, Dot confirmed it. So you were talking about Candace and her mother and her husband in one tweet, and she reacted and called you handsome. You have to it's like imperative that you start from the beginning. Otherwise it looks like you're trying not to take accountability for what you said, and you're trying to leave out what you did and focus on what someone else did, instead of saying, you know what, she responded to me, I went there, I took it there, and it was a reaction. But the way you framed it, you left out that she was reacting to something that you said. Why say that? You are upset. You are obsessing over me. It literally, I've witnessed the tweets from Mia, like literally a disaster, to the point where I was like, I really hope that this character is just a one season wonder, a one hitter quitter, because it's too much, and it's clear that she's a fan, and it's clear that she studied. And then Candace says, and you called your little friend to get notes, and I assume that she is talking about Mrs. Samuels. Wendy was talking about, she jumped in and was talking about Mia saying that, you know, um, that Eddie didn't get eye contact with her. He could barely get eye contact with her. And then Wendy's like yelling, I haven't even looked at Juan in his eyes, and I haven't looked at Chris in his eyes, because I'm only worried about, my husband was in his eyes. And then Mia was trying to get in. That better not be Mia, because remember on the episode when they were writing on the paper, and she was saying, it better not be Mia, that better not be Mia. And I remember saying, um, the way that Wendy greeted Eddie was really odd, because it seemed like she had met him before. So I don't know if that's a thing that dancers do. When they see a guy, they act like they've met the guy before, have had some dealings with the guy, or make a suggestion that they've had some interactions with the guy before, because she did it with both Eddie and Chris. And I don't know if that's a thing to help her boost her ego, to make it seem like your husbands want me. But I did at the beginning, I was like, why did she say the way that you have to go back and watch it, but she introduced herself to Eddie, and she tried to make it seem, I don't know if she tried to make it seem, but it seemed like she had met him before. And then it did seem like at that event that Wendy was like, maybe that's like the type that Eddie likes. And there are women like that. If they are insecure about their husbands in any way, and there's an attractive woman that they believe their husband would be attracted to, they start acting funny towards that woman, or start making their husband modify their behavior around that woman, so they don't let on that they may be attracted to them. So that's what I was getting from Wendy on that episode, that so it did, when she was like, that better not be Mia, that better not be Mia, I was thinking the same thing. But Wendy's thing was like, who says that to their husband, that somebody else's husband couldn't even look them in the eye? Candace said, don't give her no more. Because after Wendy was like, you said he tossed the salad, and you tossed the salad, and he tossed your salad, and he tossed your salad. And then Candace said, girl, don't give her no more. Like, literally, don't give her no more. Just be quiet. Like, and to me, I really feel like if you really want to just ice someone out at the reunion, is Nene was the best at it. She'd be like, girl, I'm giving you one word answers about the situation. It was all right. Oh, I figured she just wanted some camera time. I'm not going to give her any more. You could ask me the questions though, Andy. Like stuff like that. That's the kind of treatment Mia should have got. Like, really, because she's like, just stop talking. They asked Eddie about the rumor, and he says, well, the way that it was brought up, it didn't seem like they was showing any concern about me or my children. Gizelle, would you answer that? Well, I don't know what she said. And then she said, they asked her, do you owe Eddie an apology? She said no. But it was odd because Karen owes you one, and it's weird. And then this is what I said. She kept saying, I said I didn't believe it. And that's another indication for me. This is how I'm looking at Gizelle now. You really think that your words have some value to it in this atmosphere, because you kept saying, I said I didn't believe it. That's not what we're focused on. It's not about you. It's not about whether you believe it or not. It's what you did. You brought something, you intended to bring something on the show, playing the same template that you did last season with Monique. And you thought you would bring something on the show, whether you believe it or not. It doesn't matter whether you believe it. Bringing it on the show would plant a seed and give it life. And that's what your intentions were, whether you believed it or not. I don't even know why Gizelle kept saying that. I don't even know why she kept saying that. You disregarded her family. The same grace and the same space you want made for your family and respect made for you and your daughters, you didn't extend that same grace and concern to Eddie and Wendy. And that's what they're saying. But you keep saying, I said I didn't believe it. Nobody is asking whether you believe it or not, because nobody cares who believes a rumor or not. It just matters who says it. Somebody's got to say it. It don't matter who believes it or not. And so you took on that role. Okay. I just want to be clear, because I really believe that she believes that her words have carried some weight, to the point where she keeps repeating, I said I didn't believe it. Don't nobody give a fuck if you believe it or not. We care about you actually bringing it to a show, trying to give it life, trying to start some shit. And you want to play with people's family, but you don't want nobody playing with yours or even talking about yours. Got it. But you can do it to other people. Got it. And they got to apologize, because Karen got to apologize. But you don't owe Eddie an apology just because you say you didn't believe it when you actually was bringing it to the show to start some mess. Okay. Karen, they started talking about Surrey County getting Wi-Fi. Chris got upset because he was like, if Ray can support, Karen, why can't I support Candace? Why does it seem like I'm on her coattails? Here comes Gizelle saying absolutely nothing again. Well, Ray held Karen down for 20 years. What does that have anything to do with him being able to support his wife? Why she take her musical journey? What the fuck do you be saying, girl? You sound dumb. Like, you really sound dumb. You thank God you look the way you look. Because when you talk, it doesn't. I'm like, this is what it is. I done figured it out. This girl has been able to say whatever the fuck she wants to say, and everybody just looking like, okay, Gizelle. But no, the girl don't be saying shit. Girl, what the fuck does him having to being married for 20 years have anything to do with this man supporting his wife? Y'all act like I came from nothing. Y'all act like it's emasculating. And then he said back to Surrey County. But you know what? Before they got back to Surrey County, I'm glad that he said it. Candace wanted me to live with her. I had my own shit. She wanted me to live with her. But I wasn't about to pay half the rent on an investment property with you and your mama. I'm not about to do that. Because that's not my shit and we ain't married. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Because a woman moving into a man's house that he had with his mama, an investment property, I'm sure she don't want to pay nothing on you and your mama's investment property. But y'all trying to make it seem like Chris is some bootleg ass dude. Now, if he was really unsupportive of his wife, then I could see y'all having something to say. But it doesn't seem like he's not supporting his wife. I think he's doing the things that a lot of people see women doing for their husbands and supporting them while they, follow their dreams and their careers and stuff like that. Eddie's doing the same thing for Wendy. But y'all not saying Eddie riding her coattails? Oh, because he's a chef and the other one is a lawyer. So I don't understand it. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm glad that he spoke up for himself. I'm glad he spoke up for himself. Michael and Chris. He's much more rude than Chris is to Michael. What's the tea? Michael's beef is really with Candace, so why he figured that he would just go after the husband and not after the black woman, because he's called her a criminal and you've called her and said that she's had a rap sheet. So he doesn't really have anything. He doesn't have any issue with the white dude. So, but he calls him white trash, calls him stupid to his face. And then Chris and Candace with this idea that they want to befriend everybody and just, it be all good or whatever. I don't understand it. They go to break. They get Indiana Minaj. She comes out with the tequila. I thought it was a bottle of Jack Daniels. Everybody's excited. She immediately gets on to Ashley. I love seeing you with your babies, but it did seem like you didn't have a storyline, and it just seems like you're just Gizelle's sidekick. She's paying attention because that's what it is. She and Gizelle are the terrorists of this group, and they sit together. It's always going to be a meeting with Ashley and Gizelle by themselves, and then some shit happening after. And Nicki said, you brought your breast milk and everything to Williamsburg. Oh, no, Nicki. No, Nicki. But you left right after you delivered the mess. So what was that about? You should have stayed home. And then Candace, after hearing this lady say, my husband really doesn't have a problem with your husband. He has a problem with you. He has a problem with Candace. You say, well, we had to work. She just had given birth and we had to work. What makes you want to stick up for people who fuck with you? That is something that you have to work on. Candace online said it's a knee-jerk reaction to something, and in the moment she want to stick up. Girl, no. We're not doing that anymore. We're not sticking up for people when it's not in our best interests. Don't do that. You have to stop doing that. Stop reacting in the moment when it doesn't serve you. Okay? And if it puts someone else at risk, don't do that. Don't do that. And it's like, Candace, when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm actually done playing games with the Real Housewives of Potomac. I'm so glad that next week is the last episode. I'm thankful that we have the ultimate girls trip to just kind of like decompress from this. Like, I don't know what the goal is. I don't know what direction this show is headed in. I don't know if it's going to last another 7 years, like the rest of the, they're on season 13 and 14. I don't know if Potomac, operating with the template that they're operating in, I don't know if it's going to last that long doing this thing over again. Again, I would suggest firing Karen, making Robyn a housewife, making Ashley a housewife. You can keep the liar, Mia Nocchio. You can keep her. You can keep Gizelle and Candace, and then bring a scholar on. Get rid of, if Karen is gonna have a spinoff, get her off of the show. Cause I don't know. I mean, it's like, even when they had her segment, I was like, girl, I had started tweeting and reading my notes from before, the previous scenes to make sure I had my shit down. I was not interested in going to Surrey County, where they got the Wi-Fi or not. That was it for the episode. We're gonna see even Nicki was like, whoa, Candy girl, like, why are you sticking up for Ashley? Why? And I don't know if that's just she said it's a response, a knee jerk reaction, that's something she was going to stick up for somebody. I was like, girl, not the knee jerk reaction should be a knee to her gut. Anyways, y'all take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace. Oh, let me know what you think of the episode. I mean, I guess. Peace.